Welcome
Welcome
to Shade in the City. I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping into our review of Ready to Love, Season 8, Episode 2. It's getting thought in here. So now, and can I just tell y'all, I hate to say when a chick is right, but I definitely think that I said something last episode, and then we see it happen this episode. And I just want to say, call me now for your free reading. So yes, please make sure if you have not.
Are you a clairvoyant?
Yeah, I'm a clairvoyant. I swear it's happened to me times, y'all. If you haven't already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it. And let's get shady. Now the decision is that Brandon is going. What happened?
Yeah, I said bum, 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 bum.
You stupid. Brandon's going home, y'all. He got to go.
Yeah, he was not ready to love, so they sent his ass packing.
And Brandon realizes that, his recent divorce and 4 kids may have been a lot, but he don't plan on changing anything. He says, take me as I am.
You can't change any of that. None of that can be changed.
You're stupid. So then Tommy tells Habibi that he needs to listen to what the ladies are saying. Habibi feels the connections he made were great, and the unconnections weren't his fault. It was theirs.
The unconnections. You know what? I from that moment, I saw why he was getting on everybody's nerves.
Right. He said a lot of things that I was like, you really just make up words.
That ain't all he do.
Well, maybe that's how they do it in Dubai. We're just not hip, So Tommy let me not insult people in Dubai like that. My apologies. So Tommy tells them that they're invited to a Ready to Love brunch the next day. And so, they go to kick that off. Party time. Now, Morier, I don't believe I'm saying that's his name.
I think so. That's how I say it, Morier.
Okay. So Morier checks on Tequila to make sure she's okay after she got emotional about being in the bottom 2. And she assures him that she's always good.
Like she wasn't in tears the night before. But you know what? That's a girl. Clearly not. Clearly not. You're always in denial. You're always in delusion. Not always good.
Tequila gives me a little emotionally unbalanced.
Is that all?
So yeah, Quentin is anxious to see Janelle and wants to see what their connection is like. And so Janelle tells Quentin that she likes grand gestures and says that she wants somebody to show her something big. And then obviously there's
What's crazy? She was actually talking about in the bedroom, and then she said, I want somebody that's gonna show me something big. And you know what? I love how Quentin was just like, you know what? I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna take the bait. I ain't taking it. But then she started laughing.
So he said, I am not going to be Phil. I am not going to be Phil. So then Tommy arrives and brings the group together. He lets them know that the ladies are going to have the power to eliminate this week. And then he tells them that they need to work hard and be vulnerable. And yeah, then we see our author.
Because then they'll find what they're looking for. Just like the past seasons.
Right.
He assures them of this.
Oh.
Then Marvin sat down with Lee and explained that, he's into this 50 Shades of Grey thing. Okay. He's into tying you up, spanking you.
Shoulders, paddles.
And she ain't here for it. Okay. And neither is Jessica. When he explained it to her, she was like, yeah, no, I'm not with none of this tomfoolery. She said no. She said,
God said go.
and that's exactly what she did. She went.
Right.
Now, Unique though, she is loving it. She said
She's curious.
She says he makes her hold her breath. He just might. Why you tied up, girl?
Look, she want curiosity to kill her cat.
What?
I'm just saying.
Sound like somebody else I know. And he is loving this submissive energy that she's giving off. Habibi sat down with Tequila and reassured her that she is his top connection and says that's his partner in crime.
So guys, as you can see, we're back. Don't be alarmed. My computer decided that our relationship was over last night, and ended it abruptly. So we had to come back and record the rest of the review another day. So we are in different clothes. So we are not minding you at all. And this really is happening. It's not the Twilight Zone. But anyway, so let's get back into the review.
Habibi sat down with Ciara and asked her how she messed up her relationship. And she's like, yeah, like, okay, it wasn't me. He's like, yeah, I was just joking, like he always is. And she says that, he's a lot, but she's still feeling him.
And I said that I would have been a tad bit triggered just a little bit, because you ain't going to tell me you don't know what I went through, why my last relationship ended. It could have ended horribly because of the person that I was with. So for you to insinuate that that's my fault, I might feel away. But, Ciara is I love her mild mannered. She seems very cool with just everybody on the cast.
That's okay. He ends up triggering her anyway. Red wanted to talk to Unique about her thought job comment. And he said he ain't about to be disrespected about his 6-figure craft that, he built for himself. Okay, I said, all right. So she lets him know that she didn't mean it to be malicious, but she does believe that it's a thought job. Now, this dumbass said that he don't give a damn if it's the ladies' week to choose. He ain't about to be disrespected.
He ain't going out like that.
So if she want to go low, he going to hell. So he basically told her that if he has a thought job, we're in the same field. So we're both out here thoughting. And she said, yeah, absolutely not. She's like, I am definitely not a thought. Okay. And she just doesn't understand how the biggest comedian in Dallas was offended by her joke. And he basically said, yeah, I'm good on talking to you, and basically dismissed her from the table for real. Like,
well, okay. As y'all know, y'all heard it here first last week on our review where I told you. Now, granted, do I think that it was as harsh as him maybe basically calling her a thought? No, I didn't think it was that harsh. And I think I said that. I think I told y'all I chuckled and laughed. But what I did say was, if the circumstances change and he directs the same energy at her, it's going to be a problem. And it was proven that it was. You're welcome. Call me now for your free reading.
Well, it was, I wouldn't call that the same energy, because saying you have a thought job versus being a thought is two different things.
But I feel like she was, and again, this is just I feel like she was trying to insinuate that he was a little bit of a thought, or she thought, but
you said that was somebody else. You said that was Kira.
Well, let me make that mistake again. Let it flow naturally.
It flowed naturally yesterday.
I know.
But no, I think if he would have just left it at, we both work in the same field, so I guess we both have a thought job. I don't think she could have been offended by that. But when you say you out here thoughting, you talking about my office versus the bedroom now. So it's totally different.
Tequila has set up a group date with Habibi, Red, and Phil, and has invited Kira and Janelle along. She wants to make sure everybody gets a fair chance. And I said that to me, this is definitely a production setup date. One, because we've already seen within the first 24 hours that Tequila and Janelle just don't see it for each other. Okay. So anyway, they put them together, and Tequila addresses Phil in front of the group. And this is another thing that annoyed me about this episode, was that she told the group that she was trying to connect with Phil and wants to know why he pulled away from her. And as my notes say, well, boo, wasn't that you? That was you who pulled away and was giving the confused vibes and mixed signals. And now I don't understand where your sense of awareness is. But I believe, as Nels thinks, her awareness is the least of her problems. Now, Janelle arrives and Tequila wants to get all up in her business. Who you feeling, girl? And so, I love how Janelle was open and was like, I'm feeling red. And who else did she say? Or that was it. She was feeling red.
I think she just said red.
Oh, okay. And then whatchamacallit, what's the girl? Tequila. Tequila was like, oh, well, I'm feeling him too. And she was like, well, that's really cute for
not Tequila. You getting bad like me.
Oh, no, I said Tequila. Don't give me bye.
You said
it's because it's Tequila. Either way, I didn't say Tequila.
You said Tequila.
My apologies. My apologies. Either way, it wasn't Tequila.
I was about to say, look, we about to do this like you did me with Aries.
Look, I said it. Yeah, I said it wrong. Yeah, then Habibi is there. So Kira asks Habibi who he's feeling the least. And he doesn't get a chance to answer because Janelle pipes in and asks him, well, who is he feeling at all? Because she doesn't really think that he's kind of feeling anybody there. And so he was like, well, how would you know? Because we haven't had an opportunity to talk. And so Janelle's like, no, we've spoken. We've talked. I'm good off you. And basically, we learned that apparently he has said something offensive to Janelle off camera that she doesn't want to disclose just yet, but basically says that she's good off of BB and there she doesn't need to say anything else to him or hear anything else from him. So then they go and break off in their little groups, and Kira, Phil, Red, and Janelle are doing this little football thing that I don't know the name of, but look cute. And Red is getting real flirty with Kira, and Janelle is not
I feel like he was doing it on purpose a little bit.
I don't know, but Janelle then goes and says, don't let that little girl get you hurt. And I said, okay, Janelle, why does she have to be a little girl? We know she's a very grown-ass woman. That's a little condescending. And then, so then basically they are continuing to play around, and what ends up happening is I think Kira gets ready to leave because Kira starts to get frustrated. I guess maybe she's not winning the game. And Janelle's like, well, see, she gives up when it's easy. And so she's getting ready to leave, and he picks her up in front of Janelle, which is a huge, huge turnoff for her. Meanwhile, in the meantime, in between time, Tequila is over here talking to Habibi, and they're having a moment, and he's being honest, and he's like, well, what do you think about me being a saxophonist? And she's like, oh, well, you travel a lot. How do you deal with that? How do you, work in your relationships? And he's like, I cheat, basically. I cheat. My girl wasn't slobbing my knob. I had to, there was a girl every place, he was pimping all over the world. There's fancy cars, the women in the caviar.
He was towing all over the world.
Now that would be Thotton.
That's definitely Thot.
That's Thotton. So yeah,
and look, and he basically said it. He can't be offended because you talking about your bedroom and how you thought.
Right.
So if he called him a thought, that's totally different.
Right. And Tequila actually respects him for his honesty. She says that, he could have, and he, I guess, takes this because he realized, oh, she's not very, wrapped too tight. So he's like, okay, well, I've changed and I've learned and I've grown from it. And, that put a red mark on my canvas and it's ugly and I don't want to be that person. And I said, and she was eating it up. She was definitely falling for it.
My thing is, if that's the case, when I ask you the question, so how do you deal with that while you're in a relationship? Your response wouldn't have been, I cheat. It would have been, in the past, when I was young and dumb,
right?
I've cheated. but I've learned from that, and this is how I do it. But we didn't get none of that, sir. You still said you cheated.
Nah,
So,
girl, according to the girl, Daquilla, you can't tell her nothing. She love the way he take accountability, child.
like we said before, the great thing is he lets you know of his red flags that he knows of
Right.
early, but that's supposed to be something you take and appreciate it, say thank you, and keep it moving. But Tequila, it's like making her fall in love or something. She's seeing these red flags and she's just falling deeper and deeper. Red went to go check in on Janelle. And she like, sir, you need to back up because you smell like homegirl. So we don't want none of that. So they sat down to have a conversation, got into their passes, and they feel like, it's really easy to talk to each other. Then as they were leaving, she said, let the record reflect. She had a fake bag and I had a real one.
And this is the moment where I realized that, unfortunately, as much as all of us content creators, I think collectively thought Janelle came through, looked so like, oh, she's so amazing. She has such a great light about her, such a good personality. And now we're starting to see that she might be a little bit of a mean girl.
Yeah, like I said, we started reading the book.
Right. You open up the book past the cover.
Aries is hosting a couple of them at her place. She's invited Jessica, Sierra, Quentin, Chris, and Herbert. Sierra starts off with asking Herbert if he believes in sex before marriage because he has like an erotic spirit. He's like, oh, okay, that means you think about sexing me. She said that he is
Does he have the erotic spirit or does she have the erotic spirit? And she's,
you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking that at first. So she says that he's a flirtatious teddy bear giant and he's always saying some sexy stuff. She says that she does believe in sex before marriage, but right now she's abstaining. And she has been for nearly a year. Jessica is talking to Chris about his culture and arranged marriages, and apparently he actually had an arrangement. He said his family actually had twins for him and said choose one. That's how they do it.
Red or blue? Was it red or green pill?
He said, I live and I learned. Okay. What I'm not about to do is choose any. I'm about to choose what I want. Okay. So he told his family that he's gonna spend the rest of his life with whomever he wants to. Okay.
Okay.
And Jessica feels,
all right, Chris, don't pull a SK on us. We don't want to find out you got many women in several different places.
It could look, it might be accepted in his culture.
Yeah.
I love that. Actually, when he
as long as
saying,
you know who would be the perfect person for him? Tequila. She would respect his honesty if he said, she'd take him.
Jessica feels like this conversation brought them closer. Now Aries is over here rubbing all up on my man Q and staring deeply into his eyes, and he likes it. And we're gonna have a conversation because that's not what we do.
Yeah, they was here. They was all with the eye connection.
Don't rub it in. But she's lucky that I think she's pretty, and she's giving Nia Long vibes.
Yes, she is.
Because otherwise I would have an issue more than I do now. But they're whatever. They have a 10-year age gap. But she said that she after talking to him, she can understand why somebody would want to have someone else's babies.
So what are your thoughts on the connection with Aries and Quentin and the 10-year age difference? And her having 2 kids, and we all know that already having 2 kids, and we know that he wants 3 because that's what he told Lee. Remember?
I think she's cute. I think that she needs to back the fuck up.
You're stupid.
Off my man. No, I mean they I don't know. Yeah, they had a quick little connection, but I do think that Lee is a better match. I think him and Lee look cuter. I don't feel no type of way actually when Lee's talking to him, even though, that's still still my boo. Yeah, I think
Look,
she,
look, that's how you know you really love him. They say, I want to see you happy, even if it's not with me. That's how you know you really love him.
apparently Jessica is also getting ladies man's vibes from Herbert. And he like, ain't no way she's getting ladies man's
Ain't
vibe
no way.
because
Ain't
I
no
would
fucking
be.
way. I'm sorry.
That's basically what he's saying. He said, or I wouldn't be here. I would be with the ladies. I mean, technically you are still with the ladies, but
And I said, you guys, and I'm again so mad that I have to repeat myself again for a second time. But I pointed out that I think Herbert has very silent player energy. I don't think that he goes after the, but I think the fact that he is not like thirsty for it, it makes you like intrigued. It makes you want to talk. Like he lets it come to him, is what it's giving.
it would never work for me because girls is players too.
Okay.
So it would never work for me. That would never work. Everyone is clearing out, and Q stays back to clean up.
Which I love, and I thought
know.
was very sweet and
That's
just so thoughtful.
Oh, now you liking him.
No, I said I like Quentin. I just not is he's just not.
You just wouldn't accept the drink. You would think you would be suspicious.
No, that don't mean I would have been mean to him. I just would have been like, thank you, sir, but I appreciate it, but you can walk over to the table with me and pour the drink where I can see what you did and hand it, pass it to me that way. But what I'm not gonna do is accept a drink that I haven't seen be made. Or poured. Because I drink wine, so really it's just poured in the glass, but that don't mean people can't be putting that BC in your in your glass.
BC.
That BC powder.
You're an idiot. Basically, Aries is really feeling his energy. She's glad that they got a chance to get to know each other because she said they didn't speak at all at the brunch. Maybe you should have kept it that way, but yeah.
Sierra invites Habibi out for a one-on-one. She wants to see how their vibe is. And he gets there and says, his confidence is on 100. He compliments her on her look and even her nails and asks, did you do those yourself, girl? And she's like, well, no, of course. Like, what do I look like doing my own nails? And he tells her that he's proud of her. He said that, he's a little judgmental and it's a problem for him when women come on dates without their nails done. So Habibi wants to know if she likes him more than any of the other guys. And Sierra's like, well, you cool, but I'd like to see more from you. I'd like to see a more serious side of Habibi. And he's like, it's a yes or no question.
I'm like,
yes or no.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Yeah.
That wouldn't have worked for him.
I'd be like, I'm out of here. That'd have been it for me.
But Sierra continues to feed into this. And basically it's like,
tomfoolery.
Right, the tomfoolery. And so she continues with it, and he basically asks about her family life. And she talks about her mom and how she talks to her every day. And then apparently they share a love of crawfish. And she's been eating them since she was 4 years old because she had to figure it out because her mother decided not to help her. And I get it. I'm in I crack crabs. And if you don't know how to do it and you're in a family who knows how, guess what? You will be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
You will be left on your own. My son is almost outgrowing us doing his form. He's going to have to learn. So I get it. But yeah. And he basically, as she's telling him in the story, and sharing it with him, Habibi makes a comment and says that your mother isn't SHI. So then she's like, hold on, what did you just say? Did you just say my mama wasn't? But yeah. And so after that, the date was over for her. She was like, that comes out his mouth. It's just too much. She doesn't know how to control it. And now she sees what a lot of the other ladies was talking about. And she's ready for the check. Please, ready to love, pay the bill, please. So I can.
Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, I'm not playing. She's like, let's get out of here.
Right.
Like for it. I was like, oh, okay, well. Just like now that ended abruptly.
Yeah, that did.
Lee invited Q on a date. She said normally she doesn't date guys in fitness because it's normally, not her thing. It's normally not her type. So Lee tells him that, they do the same thing. And just like he likes her legs, so do other people on the internet. Now, would that be a problem? He said absolutely not. Okay. He said, if they're in a relationship, you're mine and I'm yours. And if I'm taking care of what I need to be taken care of, why would I be worried about anybody else looking at you? I'm like, yeah, that's on me. So,
Love that answer, Quentin. Love it. You should put it in a book and sell it. Just saying.
So Q is over here feeding Lee, and she went to feed him, but apparently he's allergic to seafood. So he said there'll be no kissing. And she basically said, sir, that was not going to happen anyway, because you got to work for all of this.
Okay.
Okay. And he seemed like he up for the job. So he told her that he loves that they're in the same occupation, and he knows that she takes care of her clients. So he knows that she'll take good care
She's
of him.
gonna take care of him.
And she said, all right, well, you all right with me? He said, you are great with me. I said,
I like those two together. I'm actually hoping, and I think calling me now for your free reading. I do believe that I said last episode that I think this is going to be our it couple this season, that they are going to be the one that from the jump they had a connection and we're probably just hopefully
the Joy and Clifton.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna see it grow throughout, and that'll be dope. The ladies meet up for their first ladies lounge. Sierra arrives with a new look, and even Tommy is like, "Oh, who the hell
is you?"
Right. But everybody's feeling it. She does look very good. Lee says she's feeling Quentin and Maury. I hate this man's name. Morier. But Aries,
I hate this man's name.
But Aries and Janelle, we got to find a nickname from him. But Aries and Janelle also say that they have a connection with Quentin as well. Sierra says Herbert got the girls clapping downstairs, and this makes her feel away. And Janelle also says that Red, like she's into Red as well. And Kira says she isn't sure if Red is for the streets or not. And I think that's where I got that point from that I was trying to make, that I said it was me, but okay. It was
trying to make a mistake all over again.
It was Kira. I made a mistake. It doesn't happen often, but I made a mistake. So shut up. Anyway. So Unique says Marvin and Tequila says Habibi. He's a great guy. He spends time with his kids. He's also a DJ. And both Sierra and Janelle are over in the corner chuckling because they're like, this stupid. So Janelle calls Habibi an authentic clown. And Tequila says she respects him showing up as his authentic self. Some of the ladies agree that, they're not feeling Marvin because of his career. And Kira says Quentin, or she's not feeling Quentin because she questions if he really likes Black women. A few of the ladies agree, and Kira says she's the closest to that personality-wise, which makes Tommy crack up and also made me crack up. I said, okay, Kira, you got a sense of humor. You cute. I get it. Now, Tequila says that she had a conversation with Quentin and felt like he said he really couldn't connect with anybody or whatever at the mixer. And she feels like with all these bad females being present, how you can't find nobody unless that's just not what you want. That's not your preference.
Just saying what you're looking for. I got what you're looking for.
But the other three ladies disagree and feel like,
of course,
right. And even Lee steps up and is like, I'm the most chocolate in the room, and this man, we had a date, and he was
for me.
Okay, he showed up for me. Okay.
And Janelle feels like basically that this is coming from a source that's not credible, and I agree, because who listens to anything that Tequila says?
Don't do that.
I mean, clearly her judgment, her picker is off.
Aries brings up Habibi acting young as hell, and Sierra and Lee bring up his mouth, and Sierra shares with the ladies about the comment where he's basically said F her mom. Or not F her mom, but her mom, but that's basically what she relayed to them. Now reveals to the ladies that Habibi said something to her, and what we talked about, what he said off camera, and said something about her breast and him putting his mouth on him. And she was very offended by this and felt like it was very insulting. As we know, Tommy is floored and it's like, who says something like that? And Tommy lets them know that as far as the disrespect, that the ladies need to come to him immediately. He's not accepting it and he won't tolerate it on his journey. And I said that I felt like Tommy should have stepped in and deaded it and eliminated him at that moment for being disrespectful and not let the ladies do it. I mean, even I guess because it was going to happen anyway, so I get it. But it was more about the point that, like, I need to sit you down man to man and let you know that what you did was really disrespectful and not appropriate. And for your, I hope that in your future journeys, you conduct yourself a little bit. I felt like it should have been a man to man conversation.
Okay.
So now Janelle responds that basically, like, you know, when he's like, oh, who would say something like that? And she's like, they're top. And so Tequila fires back and basically gives the same energy and it's like, your top ain't no better, sweetheart. And I'll let you go into this because I know you got word for word. You always get the word for word arguments. I don't be in it.
And then she followed up with basically they ain't never said nothing like that to you. And then, you know, they got into it. Janelle talking about don't get mad because they don't like you. Then Tequila said it's only because of your skin color. Then tried to jump in the girl's face.
Why did we have to go there, Tequila? Because, I mean, no shade. Janelle ain't much lighter or darker than Tequila. I don't think that they're both, Tequila's not, they're both brown skin.
No, Janelle's lighter than.
You think she's?
Janelle's lighter.
I don't know. I think she was trying to make it a thing. And I'm going to be honest. I didn't see it. To me, if they are a shade lighter or dark, it doesn't, I don't see a difference. I'm going to be honest.
I feel like it's more than a shade or two. But I don't think that holds any water because you're literally the same person that will have a conversation with somebody, bring up some shit, and then get mad when they answer the question and call them out for backing up off of you. Mm-hmm. Lady, I don't think it has anything to do with your skin color or her skin color. Why nobody wants you. She tells her, I'm really about this life. And as security is escorting her out, she told Jessica the same thing. Like, she can get it too. And this girl says, if Habibi gets eliminated, eliminate me too. You knew this dude less than what, 48 hours?
She said, my man. My man.
No.
Thank you to my man. My man. Thank you to my man.
It was actually cute when she did it. Tequila, no, doing this, my man, not knowing him for more than 48 hours is craziness to me. Tequila comes back teary-eyed and says she's not proud of herself, but how much can one take? Tommy wants to know who else they're not connecting with. And basically it was kind of unanimous. They basically said Red because he's born. Unique.
Not Red because he's born.
Yeah, because he's born. And he ain't cute. And he got a thought job. It's just so many. Unique said in the beginning, she made a comment to Red that he had a thought job. And then he told her that basically she must be a thought too. Tommy said, oh, y'all really had it out with these dudes. Like, this is what Texas is giving. So in the bottom two is Habibi and Red. Habibi didn't even recognize Sierra when he came in. She let him know that, you know, she wasn't feeling comfortable on the last date, and he said, yeah, I felt that the energy was off. Yeah, thanks, Steve, sir. Sierra said that all the ladies agreed that he's attractive. He looked good on the outside, but the inside needs some work. Okay. And there were some disrespectful instances between him and some of the ladies. And
Well,
she
that
mentioned
part.
when he said the F her mom comment. I think she just kind of took it as that because she didn't really, she just knew that he was disrespectful to her mom. I had met up with Kira and she kind of jumped right into it. She's like, you know, we met up with Tommy and the general consensus is that you're boring. Except for me, of course. Of course, I didn't feel that way. And she brought up the thought situation. But ultimately, they decided to send Habibi home, and I am happy about it. Praise the Lord, hallelujah. And I will not be upset if Red is the next one to go home.
I'm just, a little upset, obviously, because 2 pieces of eye candy and, 2 out of 3 of my red flags is gone. So what am I gonna
How it
do?
always.
What am I gonna do the rest of the season? So
guess what? If you've watched previous seasons, you know this is how it always goes.
So, but yes, guys, thank you. Drop down in the comments. Let us know what you think about these singles. What are your feelings on Janelle and how her and Sequilla were going at each other? And not even that, just how Janelle was going at the other ladies. Do you feel like it's warranted? Yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about what's the Quentin and Lee, how they're doing, Aries and Quentin, if they got something going on, because I think we're gonna end up seeing that be a little love triangle. I foresee it. Saying y'all done already saw it and predicted 2 things. I'm getting good. So if you have not already, Shade Squad, please make sure that you've hit that like button. If you haven't already when you came in,
you comment,
you subscribe,
and you hit the notification bell.
So you know when we're going live or when we have new episodes.
You see how easy that was? Why you gotta be making stuff confusing?
Anyway, I don't know why she's acting like this is day 1 of the job. So we gotta take her through training again. So yeah, please follow us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And yeah, we will catch y'all in a couple days for another review of Ready to Love season 8. And yeah, y'all know we love y'all because we came back and gave y'all an ending. Usually I would have gave y'all a little graphic that said, we're sorry, y'all. The video cut off and we'll be back next week. But I decided not to do that to y'all because I love y'all, Shade Squad, and I appreciate the support. Y'all have a good night. Bye.